Hi, I am TaLynn Kel, and I am with
Shan Nabors.
Hi, Sean. We are at OnyxCon Sankofa 2018. I almost said 2016. This is actually a running theme. I did it a couple times already. 2018. So how's OnyxCon been for you so far?
OnyxCon's been a great venue so far. I've enjoyed myself. I've met wonderful people. I've gained a couple new readers, and it's just been an enlightening experience.
So have you participated in OnyxCon before?
I've been to OnyxCon in 2016. I was there at this very one, Sankofa, and it was my first inaugural OnyxCon. I did fairly well.
Oh, well, that's fairly well. You talking about business-wise, like financially?
Financially, I did well, but then I also, it kind of dawned on to me that this experience was a little bit more than that. It was just like I'm meeting various other creators and just contributing to them and them contributing to me is kind of just opened up a whole lot.
You know what? That is awesome. And I say that because I just started vending at conventions myself, and it's a different experience when you're doing that. And a lot of times what ends up happening is you want to take it and make it all about the financial impact, and it's not, you know? And so and people always ask, how'd you do? And you're like, I don't know how to answer that. Like, are we talking about did I make money? No, I ain't make no money, but I met so many cool people, and it was such a cool experience that, you know, it was worth it. You know?
And that's one of the things that I can say you do take away from conventions. It's not so much as the financial aspect as in, am I making enough money for this and that? That is a form of networking where you get out there and you connect with other creators, and a lot of you as a conscious whole, you start to just enjoy the atmosphere for what it is. And you go there and you sell stuff and you have fun and you meet wonderful people, whether it's the fellow creators or just the customers that come up. And everything is just, it really brings a nice energy to you.
That is very true. That is very true. So tell me a little bit about your project.
I have 2 books. My first book is, my flagship title is called The Clique. It's about a alien civilization that is in the middle of a civil war. They migrate to Earth with their war. The bad guy in the whole civil war, he devises this plan to create a human/alien hybrid army of soldiers so he can win the war. He succeeds in creating the hybrids, but they revolt against him. The second feature is a comic called Ray Thunder. It's about a boy who's a demigod, which is half god, half mortal. And he's also the illegitimate son of Thor. So he learns about his dad and he decides he wants to follow in his footsteps and fight evil.
Interesting. I mean, that's funny because the Avengers usually end up fighting themselves more than they end up fighting evil.
Well, in this story, it's kind of more along the line. Thor has been absentee, and so therefore Ray's been entirely raised by his mother, so she's a single parent. She was part of a government program, and she moved out on her own, so she's primarily been raising him a lot by herself and pretty much inspiring him to just kind of take it easy and be normal. But events come about and he has to finally make a stand and decide to use his abilities to protect everyone that he cares about.
Gotcha. So how did this comic evolve?
It was just Ray Thunder just evolved from an ideal. I wanted to have an ideal of a kid superhero, and him being raised by a single mom. And it just evolved about. The Clique, it evolved from, weirdly, I was at a phase where I was kind of a little tired of the traditional superhero in costumes. So I decided to make my story about superpowered beings that just walked around with everyday clothing on. And it just evolved from there.
Gotcha. So how long have you been creating comic books?
About 4 years now.
Oh, okay. So how long does it take for you to do the Clique from like conception to actually having a book?
I would say, well, they're different phases because, like with the Clique, I was pretty much penciling and inking the whole entire thing. That would take about almost a month, and then to do the coloring and lettering, that would take the rest of the month. So in all, I'd say about a whole month. Whereas Ray Thunder is an ongoing webcomic, and the printed version that I have is a collected edition. So with Ray Thunder, I work on a page a week. So at the website that I'm hosting it at, I do about a page a week, post it, and then I'll post another page every week.
So, do you write the comic too?
Yes.
So you do everything?
Yes.
Wow.
With the Clique, I have roughly about 11 issues scripted already. I have about 35 plotted.
Wow. Okay, so now I'm colorly impressed. Like, I'm always impressed when I see some people who they have their own comic and all, but I didn't know you were doing everything and also doing a website and producing every week, and wow.
Yeah, as far as the website goes, I'm still in the phases of building my website. Haven't quite gotten there yet. I'm like a couple pages away from finishing my 7th chapter of Ray Thunder. Once I finish that, then I'm going to sit down and just devote a lot of time to finishing up the website.
Gotcha. So if people wanted to purchase your comic, where would they go?
I do have an outlet for my comics. You can purchase them at indieplanet.com. You can get either a digital version or you can get a printed version at IndiePlanet.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me today. I really appreciate it. Actually, before we wrap up, I have one more question. Are you doing this full time?
No. I have a full-time job, but I do this on the side, but this eats up a lot of energy.
Oh, I believe you.
It's something that it's a labor of love.
Gotcha. All right, well, then thank you again. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate it.
Right.
Enjoy the rest of your OnyxCon.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Thank you.